that's why I'm on this journey.
So one thing people don't tell you is, I love this line. I'm trying to think of it. It's maybe J. Cole. He's like, there's beauty in the struggle, ugliness in the success. And it's like everyone strives to be great or strives for success, and then they get it. And it's amazing, don't get me wrong, but there's so many negatives that do come with that. Like, again, like the isolation from people, the like that in between of who's a real friend, who's a fake friend, no one really being able to relate or compare with what you're going through. And it's like these things come with success. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying don't strive for that because it's great, but you've just got to understand that it isn't as beautiful as it may seem when you see people in that position, because it's there's bits that are hard with it still.
I think just understanding that every single positive has a negative.
Yeah.
Every single one. It's a pendulum swing. If it swings that way, it's going to swing the other way. And everything in your life is like that. And like with success and going on this lonely journey, because it's not, and I was chatting with Toby about this yesterday or the day before, it's not loneliness in the sense that you're not getting enough attention. It's not loneliness in the sense that you don't have enough people around you. It's the fact that no one understands you. You have no one to relate to. There's no one that you can just ring up and just go like, and they can just tell you, look, man, I get it. I know the feeling. And if you choose this path that's less walked, yes, that's a cost that you have to pay. But the cost you have to pay to not do that is living a mediocre life. And that sounds like the most unfulfilling and horrible thing you can possibly do. Imagine getting to your deathbed and you're looking back at the life that you lived and you're going, fuck, that was pretty average, eh? I didn't give it a crack. There was all these things that I wanted to do, but I never did them because I was too scared of what other people were going to think. Imagine being in that position. If you put yourself in that position, think about how you will feel. Because if you keep going at the rate you're going right now, that is how you're going to feel when you're dying. Shit. You're going to feel horrible. And like, don't think that that's a maybe. It's exactly what's going to happen. It's precisely how your life's going to pan out if you keep not taking any risks, not giving anything a crack, and just saying yes to everyone that doesn't even matter. And so I just look at that and go, whenever I'm in a tough time, that's the alternative. Like, you want to achieve some level of significance, or do you want to just hide in the crowd and have no one compliment you for anything unique that you're doing? Because that's a good feeling, by the way. When you get a compliment for giving something a crack, it feels fucking awesome.
Even if it fails.
Yeah. And they say, I told you so. But the one time that it wins is the only time that matters. And in that time, they are wrong.
It's funny, like Alex Hormozi talks about when he had like 9 businesses that failed. He's like, I started one, it failed. I started another one, it failed. And everyone's like, I told you so, I told you so. And then it's not until it wins. And it only takes that one to win, that thing to pop off, that video to go viral, that job to work out, that girl to say yes. Like, all that just takes one. It's like all these people get so caught up in all the no's, all the no's, all the no's. And then you get one yes, or you get one thing to blow up and it's like, oh, okay, now I'm successful. Now it's working. Now I'm happy. Now it's all these things. And it's like, you had to go through all that shit to then get to that point.
You get this little win and you think, oh, it's all good now. We're sweet. But then you come across another hurdle. And then you come across another one. And then you get another win and you're like, fuck yes, I'm finally going to be able to chill out for a second. And then you go, actually, no. This doesn't mean shit. I can't make a cent from this.
Yeah.
And then you go to the next thing, you're like, fuck, finally. And then you get nothing again. And you're like, fuck, back to the drawing board. And
that's where that resilience comes from. And that's where that thing before, how you said you were doing these videos and you look back now and they suck. I look back at videos I did with the podcast and what I was saying and I was like, dude, that is so bad. But I'm glad I look back I would hate to look back 5 years ago or 3 years ago or 2 years ago and be like, oh man, that is like, I haven't changed at all. Like, what do you mean? Like, you want to look back at yourself and be like, I've leveled up from that person. Otherwise, like you say, you're stagnant, you're stale, you're in this one spot. Like, you want to look back and go, oh man, like, I'm so much further ahead of where I was then. And that's so much better because I actually am growing. Where if you just look back all the time, like, that's exactly right. I'm so right then and I'm so right now and I'm going to keep pushing that message. Obviously, some like basic messages stay the same, but as a whole, you should always be like evolving from your flawed self and keep growing your flawed self, because like we all have flaws, but like as long as you're trying to get better and make those flaws go away, then you're doing the right thing instead of just getting stuck in this one position. But like you said, it's like you need to go through that. You need to post a video to get no views, to get no comments, to get no likes, and go, okay, what do I need to do that's better so people will engage with this? And then you put the work in and do it. And then
you get 100,000 followers and you still can't make a cent. And then you get 200,000 followers and you can't make a single cent. And then you go 5 months down the line and all this credit card debt and you still can't make any money. And everyone tells you every single day how amazing your life is and you're helping save my life. And you get 100 of those messages every few days and you still can't make 1 cent and you make $0. And then you realize, fuck, all right, like I thought this was going to be it. I thought I was going to have all these followers and all this audience and then I'm going to be a baller. Life is sorted. And then you go, nah, it's just getting started. I think the more successful I'm getting, the more emotional I'm getting, because in happy ways, more happy emotional I'm getting because of how deserving I feel for the things that I achieve. Because of how much shit I've gone through where I go, holy fuck, I do not even know how I'm making it out of this tunnel. And it feels like the tunnel's getting smaller and smaller and darker and I can't see the end, but I know that the only way is forward. And I'm only there by myself and I just go, fuck, how the fuck am I going to do this? And I've gone through so many of those. Some are really long tunnels. And then now when you start to get little levels of success, you feel so deserving. And it's this type of feeling that I can't really explain. And I think that's why I get emotional when I think about some of the stuff there. Because it's fucked. And that's why when Will and Meg came in the other day and we went and had coffee beforehand and they were explaining their story and I didn't feel it in the moment. And I got in my car and I just started breaking down on the way here. I just started fucking tearing up when we were driving to the pod studio before the podcast because I'm like, holy shit, I know where they are. I know how they're feeling and I know how fucked they are. Like, I know how hectic that is. And I just remember get in that car and I'm in that same car that I've filmed all these videos of me crying in that are in a vault that I haven't opened since I filmed them. And I'm driving to this podcast studio about to film with this married couple that are going through it right now, financially, business-wise, struggle, loneliness. And I just felt this thing. And I remember I got out the car and I walked in here and there was like, fucking you guys were shooting these bikini models and stuff. And I dropped my bag and walked back out. And I just, Will and Meg walk up and I just give Will this massive hug and give him this hectic pep talk. Just like one of my videos you'd see online, I gave it to him and I genuinely meant it in person before this podcast. And I just go like, that is those moments and that moment that you're going through right now is what's going to make those highs so amazing. And I draw back on all of those hard times and I just go, holy shit, like I actually can sit here and be so proud of all the things that I've ticked off because no one has experienced how much shit that I've been through. No one knows how much hectic stuff I've been through. They just see this amazing stuff that is happening now. They're starting to see a little bit of success and I'm starting to see it and I just feel so deserving of it. But all those shit times is what's made this so high. It's crazy.